Frequently asked question number 6, how to revive an overwatered succulent. Now guys, overwatering is one of the most common cases wherein we lose our succulents, but as I've spoken about this earlier as well, related with any rot, the earlier you see, the much better it is, except for crown rot. But any other rot, be it stem rot, root rot, the early you see, the much chances that you can survive your succulent or you can save your succulent. Now over here is a perfect example of a succulent getting overwatered. Now this pot came in contact with the rain and all of the soil is wet. Now the first indication the succulent is giving me is with this lower leaf. So as you can see, this is the first sign. This is the early stage of overwatering. You can see the leaf is turned transparent. It is soft, it's mushy. This indicates that the succulent is absorbing a lot of water. Now apart from that, you can also see the soil is still very wet, which means that the succulent will continue drinking up that water. If I'm going to let the succulent be in this for another few days, the succulent will get rotted from overwatering. So what we do in this case is very gently take out the succulent from the soil. Now when you do this, you have to be extremely careful, because in majority of the cases, if you have noticed this quite late, then the leaves will start to fall or the succulent will get damaged. Now very carefully I will take out the succulent from the pot, and the next thing what I'm going to do is start clearing off all the soil from the root area, because if the soil is going to stay wet on the roots, it is going to continue to absorb that moisture, that water from the soil. So we have to completely clean it off from the root area. So I'll give a good clean on the root area. You can use a brush, anything. Now you can see the leaf has automatically fallen off. I didn't have to take out any leaves, it automatically fell off. This is a dry leaf, so I'll just take it out from this. And now you can see this is how it looks. The roots are still very wet, and here you go, another leaf just came out because it was getting overwatered. There is excess water in the leaves. So I'll clean off the root area completely. Anything that is getting stuck, any soil that is there on the root area, very gently. You can use a brush, you can use anything, but ensure that you do not damage the roots further, and just clean off everything. And now the next thing what you have to do is just lay it on a dry surface. Do not let it come in contact with any water, any moisture. It has to be in a dry place. If the leaves are fresh, you can, like this leaf is very fresh, I feel. It has a good cut, so I can keep it for propagation. I can keep it aside. But if the leaves are mushy, like if it's this leaf that is mushy and turned transparent, this has to be discarded. This is not going to propagate. Now this soil is going to be left as it is for it to dry. You can plant the same succulent in the same soil mix. Now I'm not going to be throwing away this soil, because the soil is good. Its only thing is that it has got wet. It has been moist for a very long time because it was raining. So I'm going to keep it aside. I'm going to let the soil dry completely. Until then, this is also going to be kept for drying. This piece should not come in contact with any water anymore. If you have enough soil, if you still have some soil on the roots, just try to clear it off. Now ensure that you take out all of the soil, because the soil, if it's still wet, it is going to further damage the succulent. Now if you tend to see if there is any darker roots, or if you tend to see that any of the roots have turned dark or mushy, you can cut it off. Now over here in this case, you can see the roots are fine. They are not mushy because this is a very early stage. Probably like the 1% stage wherein it's starting off to get overwatered. So I've took it out early, so I don't have any issues. I do not need to cut anything. But in case if your stem has turned black in color, over here you can see the stem is very stiff. It is not rotting. But in case if your stem was rotting because of overwatering, you will have to cut it off exactly above where it has started to rot. Now over here you can see I have removed out all of that soil from the roots. I'm going to keep it and lay it on a dry surface. Now it will take around 2 to 3 days for the root area to get dry. And once it's completely dry, once this soil, or you can use other soil as well, but here I will just use the same soil. I'm going to let this dry completely. I'm going to put it out in afternoon sunlight so that it can completely get dry. Once it's completely bone dry, that is from the upper layer till the lower layer, once it's completely bone dry, I will then check the roots once again. If they are completely dry, then I will transfer the succulent into the dry soil. I will make the video once again when it is completely dry. Right now, I don't think it's going to dry so soon. It is going to take probably another 4 or 5 days for it to be completely dry. So once it's completely dry, I will definitely make an update video on this. So this is going to be kept on a dry surface. This is going to be kept in the sun if the sun is available, or if the sun is not available. This soil is very sandy soil. It will take another 4 or 5 days for it to be completely bone dry. So I will make a video. So this is how you can basically, this is the first step. This is the most important and the first step towards reviving an overwatered succulents. You have to take out your succulent from the pot and let the roots dry so that it does not take any more water. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching.